Have AEW created a new rule to stop talent jumping to WWE? Elsewhere, backstage WWE, AEW and CMLL reactions to the Stephanie Vaquer NXT debut and a major update on Sting's AEW status. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everybody, Jack and Ross back again with more wrestling news. We're going to start off with a report from Fightful, who have talked about some of the politics between AEW and WWE, or various promotions in WWE.
Yeah, all around the bloody world. Yeah, but Fightful are saying NJPW and AEW sources believe that it's likely that talent that work for Forbidden Door or co-promoted AEW shows in the future would have to make an agreement to not immediately go to WWE, likely that under contract as opposed to a separate agreement. That has not been confirmed, though, within the company.
But there must be talk about it if it's come out in a report, I suppose.
Especially from Fightful. They don't just make stuff up.
No, I think that it's probably certainly been circulating.
Civ Ross Sapp, I've gone for there, Jack. Civ Ross Sapp, because he sieves through and he only keeps the sedimentaries that don't go through the cracks of the sieve. Civ Ross Sapp.
We'll talk about
Sean Ross Civ.
We'll talk about her in just a moment, but I think that this is probably following on from the manner in which Stephanie Vaquer jumped from CMLL and AEW affiliated to WWE in very short order.
Well, she had the match against Mercedes Moné, impressed everybody who watched with a working set of eyes, then cancelled loads of dates and went to the WWE.
Yeah, and there's more on that from Fightful as well, who say that those we've spoken to around the Mexican wrestling scene are of the belief that Vaquer will not need to return to the scene and exited accordingly. Sources in AEW did say that she made a good impression with the Mercedes feud, as you mentioned, but they could tell shortly after Forbidden Door that WWE had reached out and that she would eventually be heading to the company. But how quickly it came together surprised many.
Sources in AEW said that they understood the element of WWE wanting a great talent that they were also after, but didn't quite understand the element of pulling her from CMLL dates before she could drop the title that she needed to drop. However, when she was quickly turned around and wrestled on the WWE Mexico shows, that alleviated some of the criticism compared to her simply being signed and pulled off of shows.
Yeah, the report also says that so far WWE have appeared to be very happy with Vaku, and she appears to be enjoying her time there.
I forgot a little bit of the timeline that they went down to Mexico, and she had a couple of house show matches. I think one was against someone who's not normally a singles women's wrestler.
Oh man, who was it?
I know bloody hell. Yeah, it's on the picture there. God, isn't that a shocking occurrence?
That makes sense. I think the interesting bit there especially is the bit about how at first there was a bit of like, oh, why haven't they let her drop her CMLL belt? What's that about? It seems to be going against the conventions of wrestling. But then I suppose if she was heading straight back to Mexico, they wanted to keep her looking strong for the home audience, I suppose.
It is an interesting one because you obviously see certain people in the business who like the traditions of the business going, that's not a way to do business. But then if you're Stephanie Vaquer, you're just going to go get out there quickly as you can, aren't you?
Yeah, I think she's done the right thing for her career.
For herself.
What she thinks is best for herself, and it seems to be paying off, and fair play to her. And she's got the skills to back it up as well.
And a wonderful tag team partner in Matthew's named Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly, yeah, Julia.
Matthew couldn't say Julia or Stephanie Vaquer, so called them Gilly and Steve on our podcast.
Gilly and Steve. They're doing really well. They got a match at Halloween Havoc as well against Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade.
Which they will win easily.
Surely.
Yes.
They must do. Now we're going to talk about my new favourite promotion. My favourite promotion.
I've seen a lot of stuff about this promotion.
I'm just really excited about it.
Some say it's already surpassed TNA in the rankings of promotions.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's a bit too to be saying that after one show.
Well, they've surpassed everyone in my mind. They're my new favourite promotion. It's Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, already an existing promotion, but now under the banner of Scott D'Amore, who, as he proved with his TNA run, sort of has a good track record. He seems to know what he's doing.
I mean, they don't have the tagline "Forged in Excellence" for nothing there, Jack.
Absolutely. They had two shows over the past weekend. Konosuke Takeshita was all over the shows. He beat Speedball Mike Bailey on night one, and the main event of night two saw Takeshita defend his AEW International title against Josh Alexander. But then we had a surprise run-in.
I've forgotten what Ricochet's AEW theme is, but it's Ricochet, everybody. He came down, didn't he? He came down and did some stuff.
Yeah. It was a post-match beatdown on Josh Alexander by Takeshita, and it was stopped by Ricochet, who made an unadvertised appearance and took out Takeshita with a springboard elbow. Takeshita and his manager Don Callis headed up the ramp, and Ricochet held up the AEW International title belt, suggesting that he wants another shot at the title. He had warned Takeshita that he couldn't run or hide anywhere. He'd find him wherever he went in the world, and he did.
And he also said that Takeshita Takeshita beat Ospreay at the last pay-per-view, not Ricochet. So Ricochet, therefore, is in line for another shot in Ricochet's eyes.
Yeah, it was obviously Ospreay who was pinned, only after being turned on, though, by that dastardly Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
But
Orange Yassity, I saw someone on Twitter call him, with his denim jacket on and his hair and whatnot, and his tan and tattoos.
I like that. That's
Orange
good.
Yassity.
I get why Ricochet's saying that. You never pinned me. But the only reason that he wasn't pinned is because he was on the outside, having been tombstoned through a table by Takeshita.
I murdered.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to that singles match should it happen, and I'm looking forward to the future of Maple Leaf.
Yeah,
wrestling.
Big
Maple Leaf Pro
Speedball
Wrestling.
having a good weekend as well.
Yeah, also on night one apparently. So I saw the cage match ratings are out, and I've not seen any of the shows, which it makes it seem a bit strange that I'm saying that I'm my new favorite promotion and everything. But the Speedball Takeshita match had a very high rating, and then the Bully Ray Jinder Mahal match had a very low rating.
I saw the Harley Cameron spot with Bully Ray.
Was that?
Where she headed him in the crotch.
Yeah.
He screamed in her face. She was wiping her face. It was great.
It's sports entertainment with a Canadian twist because it's in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Now let's talk about Keith Lee, because he is still absent from our screens and everything. It's been almost 1 full year, in fact, since Keith Lee appeared in AEW. No reason for his absence has been officially given, but Fightful Select did report recently that Keith Lee had yet to be cleared to compete due to an undisclosed medical issue.
This developing story then developed because then Keith Lee broke his long silence. He took to Twitter over the weekend to say, I certainly don't see them all, but I have seen many. I must take the time to say thank you. And I must take the time to tell you, we are not done. Hang in there, just like I am. Whatever it is, the time will come. Let's move forward. Oh, and don't forget to go vote.
I looked up when polling day is for the US elections. It's on Bonfire Night, which is out in English, a British thing, or an English thing, a British thing. But it's an easy way to remember for us anyway.
Yeah. Don't do what big Guy Fawkes did, though. Don't do that.
No, God, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Or tried to do, of course.
Yeah.
He didn't succeed. And now we celebrate him? I don't really understand Bonfire
Fire's
Night.
fun, though, isn't it? In the right circumstance.
So obviously we hope Keith Lee gets well soon and everything, if these reports of a medical issue are true. And he's just had terrible luck in the past as well. This isn't the first time he's missed big chunks of time off with some sort of health-related issue. And it's a massive shame because now that I think he's a big miss in the wrestling landscape. He was one of the best big men wrestlers, I think, in the world at his peak.
There's no better who are bigger, if that makes any sense.
I know what you mean, yeah.
But it certainly sounds like a serious situation where he's like hanging there just like I am. So it sounds like it's been a bit of a torrid year for Keith. So hopefully he's all right, and hopefully he can get back in whenever he's ready.
Yes, best wishes to Keith Lee. And finally, Sting was at the 58th annual Cauliflower Alley Club and spoke to the David Difference, in which he shared an update on his current AEW status.
The Stinger says, I signed a multi-year deal with AEW. Obviously not a wrestler anymore. Oh, that's a surprise, though. You never know, wrestlers do. They come back when they want. But it's like a licensing deal, a Legends deal, if you want to call it that. So I'll do appearances with them on and off, depending on what they want and all.
And if you want to know how Sting is spending his wrestling retirement, it's in real estate. He said, I did real estate before I ever was a pro wrestler. I've always loved real estate. I was flipping houses before flipping houses was a term. So I made money in real estate before wrestling, and I'm doing that again, and I love it. I'm glad he's doing well.
Aye.
Yeah. Do you think that these one-off appearances will be like to make the save if a face has been beaten
The next
down?
one will be when Darby's challenging for the title.
Oh! And he'll run off the rest of Moxley's lads.
He'll do a great Carly when Jinder won the title and take the belt from Darby and pose with it himself. But no, it's good to hear they're taking care of Sting.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And you know, when Sting comes out, if he does do one of these run-ins, everyone's scared of him. He's the most overpowered wrestler, apart from maybe Billy Gunn.
Apart from Billy Gunn, I was about to say, yeah.
Because remember the time when he just scared off the entirety of Team Taz?
Yeah, we had a bat, though.
And Snow. Yeah. But Billy Gunn is still the strongest man in AEW. He cannot be beaten. Sting a close second. Thank you very much for watching this news video. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Earlier today on this channel as well, myself and Ross took a look at that Rolling Stone piece that went out recently, where various former WWE writers spoke about the environment backstage and made some allegations of a very toxic working environment. It's a very interesting look, so that's already up on the channel now. And apart from that, we've got loads of stuff coming out. You mentioned the video where you've ranked every member.
It's not me. I think it's Adam on the voiceover, isn't it?
He's ranked every member of the bloodline from worst to best.
From worst to best.
Ooh.
Twitch.tv/Cultaholic. This week I'll be back to, I'm on the YouTube actually, holding Give Football on YouTube with a Sunderland career Mo Jackson, a Wednesday with Owen, doing that FM 2-4.
Yeah.
Not 2-5.
It's not even out yet.
Been bloody delayed, hasn't it?
It has, and many more things as well on the channel and at cultaholic.com too. I've been Jack, this has been Ross, and we'll see you very soon.